Hello. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Allendary. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. We are a nonprofit organization solely dedicated to helping you and everyone with Parkinson's around the world regain and retain your speech and your swallowing. Did you know that 90% of people with Parkinson's struggle with their speech and their swallowing? So help us get the word out. We want to help people. Today, the topic, we're talking about cruises. Say that with intent. Cruises. It's a little bit hard to speak out while you say that word because it's a C, but it's a K sound at the beginning, and that's a back sound. Try it again. Cruises. Say it with me. Cruises. Before we practice smiling with intent, we need some inspiration. So here's a picture of Jim, who was in Scotland and sent us a picture. And I understand, Jim, that you also sent us a video of you doing your speak out exercises in front of some tulips. So I haven't had a chance to see that video yet. Maybe we can show it online too. But what a beautiful smile. We like that. Everybody, smile with intent. Make it intentional. Ready? Very good. Take a sip of water. Every day you need to practice smiling. It's very important. Very important. Sometimes people talk about the Parkinson's look. I don't like that. I don't like it. But the reason it's like that, not as much expression is because the movements of the face are moving in a small way. So if you use intent, then you will have better facial expression. Let's go ahead and start with the first exercise, the warm-up. Lift your voice, lift it, and project it up and over your computer. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Make sure that you're using enough intent from the very first syllable. The sound of your voice should be clear. If it's not clear, you need to speak out more. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. I know it feels silly, but exaggerate. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. And we'll do one more. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to stretch out the vowels a little bit more. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. That's for all of you who say the may, me, my's are too easy. All right, take a sip of water, please. We're going to move on to speak out exercise number 2, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide and lift that voice. Throw it in front of you. Ready? Ah. Good. The sound should be clear. Speak out. Good. Let's do it again. Good. Make sure you're opening your mouth. It should be taking effort. What I mean is that you are purposefully opening your mouth when you do these, and make sure the sound is ah, not e, or anything. Ah, ready? Ah. Good. Let's do a shorter one. Does the voice sound clear? If not, project it out a little bit more intent. One more. Very nice. Take a sip of water with intent. If you have not signed into the chat, please go ahead and do that. Where you see the box and it says type in your nickname, just put in your first name and where you're from. It would be great if you get in the habit of logging on a couple minutes early. That way you can go ahead and get into the chat. Even if you're not going to chat while you're doing the exercises, I would love for you to see the pictures and the messages. It will really motivate you. It will make you happy, okay? You may not realize this, but we have we purposefully put that chat there because we know that motivation can be a challenge for people with Parkinson's. So if you open up the chat by just signing in and no password, no login, if you see those images, maybe it will motivate you. You'll enjoy it so much, you'll come back the next day. So make sure you open it up. Let's move on to speak out exercise number 3, the glides. Steady ah, and then start gliding. Ready? Ah. Ah. Good. We're being very deliberate about our starting and stopping. Again. Ah. Ah. You know what? I need some water. If you need some water, go ahead and get some. I might be using too much intent. Let's do it again. Ah. Ah. Stop when you get to the top. This also has to do with you taking back control over your voice. Let's do it again. Ah. Ah. I notice that I purposefully have to open my mouth wider as I'm gliding down because I naturally want to start closing it. As I'm going down, I want to drop my head. So I purposefully have to keep my head up and keep my mouth open. One more time. Ah. Ah. Good. All right. Go ahead and take your sip of water. I have a video that I would like to show you. If you are on our mailing list, then yesterday you received an email with this video, but I'd like to show it anyway. It is a video of Jay, who describes how he almost choked to death on a tuna fish sandwich. By the way, we had a glitch in our system yesterday, and so can you believe it? I'm sorry, I'm looking at my screen to pull up the video. If you can believe it, the donate page went down about 2 seconds after we sent out an email to over 25,000 people. So if you went to donate yesterday and you had trouble, please try again. Let me share this video with you. Amazingly, a lot of people do not realize that swallowing issues are part of Parkinson's and that it has to do with speech therapy too. Here is the video. Sorry. Okay, you're going to see my picture in there too. Here we go.
Well, the voice is getting weaker, but my big problem was swallowing. I had a couple of episodes that were near death, actually. The one I remember specifically is my wife was out of town, and I was having sandwich at the lunch table there at our house, and took a piece of sandwich, and it didn't go down. And so it stopped, and I stopped, couldn't breathe. And I can remember thinking, I said, what a ridiculous way to die, choking on a tuna fish sandwich. Well, I can tell you that before the program, I would notice stuff would get a little stuck, and it would eventually go down, but there was a problem with actually carrying through the swallowing motion. And after the program, I just swallow like a normal person. I don't even think about it anymore. Of course, I'm fairly religious about doing my exercises, and I believe that the exercise has changed my swallowing mechanism and made me more confident in going out to eat in public and basically just eating in general, which I'm doing a very good job of lately.
Swallowing issues are scary. We don't like to think about them or talk about them, but it is a real risk for people with Parkinson's who do not have access to speak out therapy. And so I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your help to tell your Parkinson's friends in your boxing classes and support groups about Parkinson Voice Project. We would be happy to mail you some brochures to distribute at your support groups or Parkinson's conferences, exercise groups. Just send an email to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. And thank you to everybody who has already made a donation. We need everybody's help with that, so please make a donation before June 30th. Moving on to the counting. Here we go. All right, we did our warm-ups, our ahs, our glides. Now I want you to lift your voice and project it forward. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You are in control of your voice, not Parkinson. So be very purposeful and deliberate when you do this exercise. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Let's go backwards. Start with 12. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and take a sip of water. I should have mentioned, if you did not receive yesterday's email, please let us know. Check your spam folder. And if you're not on the mailing list and you would like to be, send an email to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. and we can get you that newsletter. But go find yesterday's newsletter, and you can also forward that on to other people with Parkinson's. Let's move on to the reading. If you're new, I have a screen to the side of me. All right, here we go. Reminder, sing along is right after this session. Our topic is cruises. Let's read these sentences with intent. Put more emphasis on the highlighted words. Here we go. Summer is a good time to go on a cruise. Every word with intent. Read it again. Summer is a good time to go on a cruise. Ready? There are cruises to the Caribbean. Again, there are cruises to the Caribbean. Let's concentrate more. Every word with intent. Ready? You can take a cruise to the Mediterranean. When you say Mediterranean, don't let it trail off. Let's read it again. You can take a cruise to the Mediterranean. I say support it all the way to the end. Ready? There are also Alaskan cruises. Again, there are also Alaskan cruises. Have you been on a cruise? If you've been on a cruise, I would like you to chat and tell us your best one. What do you recommend? Name 3 things. We're moving on to the conversation exercise. Name 3 things you see on a cruise. Say it with intent. Let's read these. When you read them, say number 1. Ready? Number 1, entertainment. Number 2, buffets. Number 3, Hawaiian shirts. And something you could also post, not today. Don't go looking for the photo. Do you have a photo of you or your family in a Hawaiian shirt? You could send that to us or post it in the chat. Name 3 places to take a cruise. Say each one with intent. Read these with me. Number 1, Bahamas. Number 2, Cancun. Number 3, Alaska. Take a sip of water. We'll move on to Dr. Boon's words. Emphasize the G, the K, and the NG. Those sounds lift the back of the tongue. If your tongue is moving in a small way, okay, it's hard to get the swallow going. So the tongue has to lift high enough when you're swallowing your pills or food or liquid in order to kick the swallow in. So emphasize the G, the K, and the NG. Read each one twice. Ready? Gula ga ga ga. Gula ga ga ga. The next one. Ku ka mangu ka. Exaggerate. Ku ka mangu ka. Ready? Gangla, gangla. And the last one, ready? Kukla, kukla. Very nice. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and take it. We're moving on to the bonus reading. Here's the bell. We have lots of words to exaggerate. When you're doing the bonus reading, it is challenging, especially if you tend to rush your speech. So tell yourself, I have to say every single word with intent. Here we go. By the 1950s, air travel became more convenient and affordable for transatlantic crossings. Boarding a passenger ship became unnecessary and left many ship owners with a dilemma of what to do with these passenger ships. This forced companies to find new ways to attract passengers by creating a fun experience of a pleasure tour. You know, I never thought about that before, but that's very interesting. Well, thank you for getting the word out about Parkinson Voice Project, forwarding the newsletter to others, forward it to your family too so that they can know. They can better educate themselves and support you. If you would like brochures, send us an email. If you're not on the mailing list, then you can also send an email to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. We'll add you to the mailing list and we'll forward yesterday's email. We have another great one going out next week with a different testimonial. All right. Have a wonderful day. Time to go to the sing-along. Click on the Zoom link in the chat or go to the homepage of ParkinsonVoiceProject.org. It says Parkinson Sing Along. You'll find the Zoom link there, and a recording is available all week, so you can practice singing all week. Thank you.